Hey, everybody, it's Scott Steen with winnersandwhiners.com coming to you with part two of Today in Sports Betting. It is MLB style, short MLB card today. So to take a look at it and run it all down, it's my partner in crime. You know him, you love him. It is Scott Reichel. Scotty, what's up?
Nothing much. I'm used to seeing significantly more baseball matchups today, but I don't think fans are going to be complaining when you have playoff games in hockey and you also have elimination games in the NBA. So it
Yeah,
should be a pretty stacked sports card.
If you didn't catch us on the NBA side, my head's still spinning from all the scenarios there. So
Yep.
It should be an interesting day in the NBA.
My favorite is still the NFL scenarios because you have to throw in the hypothetical tie in there, which always makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Say this team's in if they do this, this, and this, but if they tie, then you have this team because they had a better record in home games. I'm like, all right, just whatever. It's fine. It's cool.
It's nuts. So we're going to skip from a time standpoint the Washington Nationals New York Mets game. Austin Voth, David Peterson.
Mets.
What's I was say the Yankees?
I'll lean Mets.
Oh, you want the Mets? You want the Mets there?
I'm saying we're going to skip over it. I'll lean Mets.
Well, you know we faded Austin Voth last time at our peril. So.
Oh well, I know that yesterday we both liked the over on the Mets, and that worked out pretty well.
It did. And I hit my late games. I ended up taking the. I finally took my own advice. I took the Dodgers under, and I played that Texas.
We both like the Dodgers under there.
Yeah, and then I played the Rangers and
the Mariners over. That went over.
Yeah, and that went. There was a little bit of sweat there. Mariners had a 4-0 lead, and then the
bullpens. It's never a sweat when you know the bullpen's coming in.
Terrible bullpen.
Would they give up 5 runs in the 8th? I think.
Yes. I watched that. I turned that on when it was 4-4.
Shout out to Dietrich. I just learned he was on Texas now. Good for him.
Yeah. So it was a.
I know with that, I lean Baltimore over Philly, and Baltimore ended up winning outright again.
Yeah. That was.
NL East just makes me laugh, man. The NL East just makes me laugh.
I love that. I love that chaos. And Baltimore's reeled off 4 straight now all of a sudden. So, I
got a fun trivia question for you. Do you know who has the number 1 batting average in the American League?
In the American League?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it like Santander or somebody?
No, it's about a team.
Oh, is it a team? I've seen this too. No, tell me.
It's the Baltimore Orioles.
Is it? No, that should have been the guess.
They're top 5 in every single offensive statistic.
And what do they average? Like 270 or something?
Something like that, but they're getting hits.
This is the lowest average in Major League Baseball in history so far.
It's going to keep getting lower.
You think so? I mean, they're hitting like 235 as a league.
Well, based on the fact that it's a home run or bust league, yes. I think that I personally hate the direction. Not to sound like a complete, I don't want to sound like I'm stuck, in ancient times, but I kind of care more about on base percentage than home runs.
You think is this just rebelling against Moneyball about the Moneyball style, where all about getting on base and all these old dinosaurs are like, no, we're not.
That's because of like analytics. Like it pays off more when you hit solo home runs as opposed to like actually getting people on base. And my logic is no. Most bullpens are terrible. You probably want to force some high pitch counts and get to the bullpen early.
Yeah,
that's my logic. Most bullpens in the league, you can agree with me, are terrible.
5 years ago, it was all about the pens. The Royals showed everybody the blueprint,
and they won.
They had lockdown guys for the 7th, 8th, and 9th, and everybody went that way for like 2 years. And now all of a sudden, all these bullpens are crap. And
even Boston did that temporarily. I know Papelbon. I was never a big fan of, but they traded for Papelbon solely to fix the bullpen.
Right. Yeah. It's a weird direction of baseball.
What do you think about it? Because I don't know about you, but when I watch the Yankees and I see that they score 25 straight runs via home run, I know for a fact that they're basically screwed in October. Because if they stop hitting home runs, they cannot generate any other form of offense.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to be said for keep the line moving.
That's why they look. Think about who won last year. I think the Nationals were in top 4 in the league in home runs.
No.
Of course not. I know that Rendon and Soto hit a decent amount of home runs, but they walked. They got on base. That's what Houston did. Houston walked and got on base.
Well, now the Cubs are having a lot of success, and that's a team that takes a lot of pitches.
Yeah, they walk a lot. They force the bullpens to come in.
That's a team that works counts and gets to the bullpens early. Yeah. So the Cubs.
I'm a huge fan of players and teams that actually are willing to work counts, and I think that's a lost art in the sport.
Oh, agreed. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, strikeouts are just insanely high.
Well, you're watching the Yankees, right? I'm just saying it pays to have a leadoff hitter who's batting .430.
Yeah, no
kidding. Just saying. Just saying.
I don't know if it's possible for anybody on the Yankees to be criminally underrated, but if they are, it's DJ LeMahieu.
Correct. And LeMahieu's batting .430 and has an on base of like .480.
Yeah.
But people are going to say, well, he only hits like 10 home runs. I'm like, you think I care? It's a leadoff hitter. He gets on base like 2-3 times a game. That's all I care about.
Well, and you've got Charlie Blackmon, who going into yesterday's game was hitting .500.
Oh, you didn't hear? He plays in Colorado, though, so his stats don't matter as much as people say that they do.
Well, do you know what, though?
It's average. We're not talking about home runs. It doesn't apply.
Although his splits in Colorado and on the road are ridiculous.
They really are. But They really are, but in terms of average, Coors Field doesn't change much of that. That's mostly just a home run theory.
Sort of.
But I think it depends. I think it definitely impacts the home runs more than the average.
I think that's sure. Yeah. You can't argue with that. But there's a lot of holes in that outfield that normally wouldn't be. There's a lot of holes that ain't there at Fenway Park.
That is definitely true.
You're dropping in a lot of balls that ain't going to drop in Boston. So, all right, let's talk about today's schedule, buddy. Let's.
That was our brief rant on why Moneyball is still a lost art in the sport. Agreed.
You know, so it'll probably cycle through. We'll see what happens.
I don't know if you want guys who are going to bat .220 with 30 home runs and an on-base percentage of .305, then go nuts.
It's an awful game. I don't like it.
It's what it is.
Anyway, that's my old man. You sound like an old man now. You sound like me, buddy.
It's just it's from experience. When I watched the Yankees be successful in 2009, they just worked a ton of counts, and they don't work counts anymore.
And like I said, the Mets are doing it. So
yeah.
Baltimore, Philly, my friend.
Winning Baltimore. You think I can lay Philly minus 200? What do Baltimore's going for the sweep. I can't take Philly minus 190. I don't care who's pitching for Baltimore.
Jake Arrieta, Mr. Dependable.
Jake Arrieta versus my favorite pitcher, TBA. And I'm going to go with TBA as an underdog, or roughly what, plus 170, plus 180?
I've got Tom Eshelman listed.
Potentially. I don't know who's pitching.
Well,
doesn't matter to me. I'll lean Baltimore.
You got to. How could you not play that at plus 178? It's like how many times you have to put your hand on the stove to find out it's hot?
People love getting hurt by the Phillies bullpen. It's just a favorite activity of a lot of people.
Yeah, stop us if you've heard this before. Hey, their bullpen sucks.
It's really bad.
Really bad.
Really bad.
Okay.
And Arrieta's not much of an innings eater that he used to be. You're expecting Arrieta to go, 5-6 in each?
Nobody eats innings. Nobody
eats innings, but Arrieta, especially coming off the arm injury from last year and his age, he's going 5-6 max on every start.
Yeah. There's no way.
I'll take the 3 innings of fading Phillies bullpen for 500, Alex.
There is no way that Arrieta sees the 7th inning. He's had 2 starts. He's gone 5 and 6.
Yeah, he's not going 7. So I'll lean Baltimore.
All right. He was great against Atlanta. Does that matter?
No. And Atlanta's been injured. Acuna's injured. He might miss some time. Albies injured. He might miss some time. Braves are falling apart.
I told you.
Oh, I know they're falling apart. I didn't realize Acuna was also dealing with an injury, et cetera. But the whole division keeps losing, so I don't know what to make of this.
The NL East, the division.
The only team that won was the damn Marlins, and they blew an 11-4 lead and won extra innings.
Poor Marlins, yeah. I felt bad for them, but they ended up winning that game.
They covered the run line, sweat and a half if you had the run line in that one.
All right, so what do we got? What do we got next here? All right, so we both like Baltimore there, just from a.
I don't know how you can take Baltimore there. Philly should realistically be what, minus 140?
Yeah.
Minus 190 is just stupid.
That's ridiculous. I would also be interested in getting involved in the Baltimore team total over 3.5. Although you're paying a lot of juice.
I'm sorry, time out. It's 3.5 in a game of 9.5.
Yeah, 3.5 in a game of 9.5. That is correct.
What's the juice on that?
145.
Okay.
So
it's a low-hanging fruit. That's what that is.
It is. It's because you get the Phillies bullpen. You get 3 innings against the Phillies bullpen.
Plus, plus the Phillies Citizens Bank Park is a pretty hitter-friendly ballpark as well.
It is. It is. All right. So Tampa Bay up there at Baston.
I'm going back to Tampa Bay run line. I've said it every game this series. I've already told you. Did you know, fun fact, that Tampa Bay has won 12 of the last 13 games in Fenway Park?
I just heard that.
Yeah. So Boston, when they're playing Tampa at home, not good. Not good at all. Tampa, I told you, looked poised to go on a potential run after they beat the Yankees in 2 of the 3 games there. And, they've kept it rolling. I think Tampa's going to go on a 8-9 game win streak. They really just look dialed in right now.
Tyler Glasnow making the start there for the Rays.
He's not been great this year, but I think you can agree to see. I don't know. I mean, you're bringing in a guy making his season debut for Boston after getting shelled yesterday.
Kyle Hart, baby, Kyle Hart.
Yeah, I'll take the Rays on the run line.
Are you excited?
I'm excited for a Rays run line better.
103 on the Rays.
Plus or minus?
Minus. So you're only getting 50 cents of value. So they've.
It could be 60 because I see 60 somewhere, but no, it's not great. But I think you can agree with me. Boston looks like they're throwing the towel on the season already. Tampa looks like I think you can agree with me. Tampa looks like they're about to go on a pretty decent run here after a pretty slow start.
I think they're about to leave Baltimore in their rearview mirror.
I think they're about to do what Oakland did roughly a week ago. They're going to win 8-9 straight, just blow it open into a clear second place team. I think Tampa's going to win the next 4 or 5 games. If I'm being completely.
Well, I don't know what their schedule is after this, but.
I mean, I said this like 2 days ago. I said going into Boston. I thought Tampa was about to go on a run, and it looks like they're about to go on a run.
The schedule's favorable. They go to Buffalo after this to play.
I think once again that they're going to win the next 4 or 5 games in a row. So I'll go.
I think that's possible. I think they go on a nice run. I don't know if they have a streak like that, but maybe 4-1, something like that. So.
Yeah. So.
All right.
What do you think? You're also on Tampa run line?
Making Kyle Hart making his first start for Boston.
Yeah.
Tyler Glasnow, even though he struggled.
You can't take the team total for Tampa, but I kind of want the Glasnow action because he is a very solid pitcher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll go run line there.
Yeah. The Boston bullpen, it hasn't been.
It was awful. Then it somehow became mediocre.
Yeah. It hasn't been as bad as you think. I mean, God,
that's the issue, though, is that their bullpen's mediocre, but I actually trust 0 pitchers in their bullpen. Their best pitcher is who? Workman?
Yeah,
I think he's terrible. Brasier, whatever the hell his name is, they're all bad.
It just speaks to the quality of baseball right now. The Red Sox have a 4.74 ERA, 1.54 WHIP at home with their bullpen, and that's mediocre.
Yeah,
that should be terrible, but
teams don't work counts. But yeah,
agreed. Okay, so yeah, I'll get involved with Tampa there. Kyle Hart.
I think Tampa's rolling.
What are you gonna get? You gonna get 3 innings out of Kyle Hart?
If that, potentially, Boston's bullpen might be okay for maybe 2 innings. I don't trust him for 6 or 7.
Right. Yeah. Let me see.
Now, what do you expect? 5 innings minimum, 2 runs max?
Maybe
5-3 max.
I think Glasnow could give up 3 runs, but I think
5 innings, 3 max, maybe, give or take.
He hasn't gone 5 yet this year.
That's what I'm saying. But Boston's offense has looked pretty. I know they woke up towards the end of yesterday's game. I think they scored 5 runs on the 8th, but
yeah, and Boston pitching overall has been not good. They're gonna
Tampa's the move for me.
Yep, agreed. Okay, so taking on the welcome back to the Pittsburgh Pirates. We've missed that auto fade team.
Well, it's an even who's pitching for Pittsburgh.
Who is pitching for Pittsburgh? It's our old buddy Trevor Williams.
It's either Trevor Williams or it's Derek Holland.
I've got Trevor Williams. You have Holland listed somewhere?
I know. I'm pretty sure Williams was supposed to pitch, but then they might have made a switch. I'm not sure who's pitching.
I've got Williams in 2 different spots.
Okay, so keep that in mind. But once again, most books nowadays just do action anyway.
Yeah.
I'm assuming
Trevor Williams hasn't been awful, actually.
No, Williams has been okay. Holland's the one I want to fade.
Yeah, he had one good start. He sucked me into that last game.
I had the over, and we're both joking about it. We were both joking about it in the beginning.
Would he give up 4 home runs in the first inning?
He gave up 4 home runs in the first 5 batters.
Yeah, that's because he had to eat that game.
Yeah,
because they couldn't. Their bullpen was screwed.
Is the day after the 17-13 games. They had nobody left in the pen.
The bullpen was trash, and so he absolutely had to. I think his line on that was terrible. So
I had the over, and I cashed in the 4th inning.
Yeah, you're going to see Holland's stats next time, and his ERA is going to be absolutely dreadful because he gave up. I think he gave up 9 earned and 4+. Maybe he got to 5.
Could be. He was awful.
Yeah,
I was very thankful for his performance, but he was terrible.
That's not good. DeSclafani goes for
I actually like DeSclafani.
He's been great. He's been great.
Even in past years. Maybe it's because the rest of Cincinnati's rotation has been so bad for previous years.
He's the Brad Keller of the Reds at this point.
He's really not bad, DeSclafani.
He's gone 11 innings, giving up 5 hits, 1 walk, no runs. Yeah, that's not bad.
I didn't even mean this year. I meant in past years. I always thought he was a decent pitcher. I never thought he was that bad.
I'm all over the Cincinnati run line there.
I feel a lot better about it if Holland's on the mound, but I do agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, would you play DeSclafani, or would you just play Cincinnati team total over and just wait for the Pirates bullpen to come in?
Nah, I'm gonna go because I'm getting great value, dude. I'm getting -172 on Cincinnati, and I can throw that run line at +108.
That's a good point. Well, then once again, you're probably losing the 9th inning, but yes.
Yeah, you are, but you're counting on it to do enough damage early, and I think that.
And plus, Pittsburgh's bullpen's going to pitch a minimum of like 2 innings, and you're
minimum of 2 innings.
I said minimum, and that's that's not a fun time. I should be live betting baseball games over. I think that's the move. I just wait for bad bullpens to come in and just start live betting team totals.
Yes, agreed.
I haven't been doing that enough, and I'll be the first to admit that.
All right, Reds look decent against the Royals. They hit some dingers. They hit 3 home runs in the 7th inning.
They're down 5-0, and they turned it into a game. So
once again, Brad Keller was struggled in the first look and then looked very good. He's yet to give up an earned run in his 2 starts.
Just saying. I mean, if you lose a baseball game but you're down 5-0 and you rally to force a 5-4 game, it's a little bit of optimism, don't you think?
Yeah, Greg Holland was terrible. Ian Kennedy was terrible.
Force of habit, Greg Holland was terrible. Yeah.
All right. Cubs Brewers.
I'm assuming we're all on the fade Brew Crew bandwagon.
Cubs -170. I want to see starters here.
It's supposed to be Anderson versus Darvish.
It is.
I don't like Darvish, but I can't back the Brewers. I mean, they've given up like at least 8 runs in 2 of their last 3 games. They can't pitch.
No, and you know what else they can't do? They can't hit.
They're not good. They're not great at hitting. They can't pitch. And the Cubs they were my pick to win the NL Central a couple months ago, and Ross is proving my theory that maybe Joe Madden was overrated.
Yeah, we'll see, because the Angels have certainly haven't hurt that theory either. But
they're going to blame it on an injury to Ohtani probably in about a month and claim that we had no chance. But Joe Madden. I know he won a World Series. I've never been a fan of him, and I'll be the first to admit that.
I think Darvish has looked very good.
That's the problem, though, is that Darvish is going to implode at some point. But
is he, though?
I think he will.
Or is he finally healthy?
People have had that question about him for past, 2-3 years?
Given up 1 earned over the last 13. I mean, I know he's had good stretches before.
If you're in a must-win game, do you trust Darvish? I don't.
Not yet, no.
So then I think you just answered your own question. I wouldn't trust him in Game 7 of the World Series, but Houston already proved that.
But what's your angle here?
My angle would be what's the Cubs team total? 4.5.
$4.5. Little juice. 15 -115.
I'll take the team total over there.
I want to see what the weather's doing here.
I know that they're the home team and that it's a little bit dicey taking the home team with the team total over. I'm just so anti-Milwaukee's pitching. I'm not an Anderson guy. Cubs have been hitting the ball really well this season, and I just am not interested in entertaining the thought of Milwaukee's actually pitching well in this game. So I think the Cubs should score at least 5.
Yeah, I have no faith in the
I'm not a Bright Anderson guy either.
So you do have the wind is blowing in, obviously, with that total at 8.5. Not going to be a huge factor though. It's going to be less than 10 miles an hour.
The Cubs work pitches. I work counts. I think they can get on base from walks, capitalize. You still got a lot of power bats from the left side that I think can easily hit a 3-run homer, so to speak, something like that.
Yeah, I think that yeah, the Cubs team total over. I'd be tempted by the run line again, but yeah, once again, you start getting involved in too many run lines with the home team.
It starts getting dicey. It's just not worth it
You
at that
set
point.
yourself up for heartbreak. So,
Yep.
although the same could be said for team total, and you touched on it earlier, so it's something you have to look at. But I think 4.5 is a friendlier number than the Cubs winning by 2.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily trust the Cubs pen.
That's why I'm going team total over on that.
So yeah, that's the great thing about team totals. You can basically take half the equation away, and
Correct.
you don't have to worry about it. So,
And are we going back to the well on the Dodgers game?
absolutely. I don't. Let's see. Let me see the pitching matchup. But 8.5.
Paddock's on the mound. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Fun fact: I am older than Chris Paddock. He turned 23 yesterday.
Nice. Paddock's having a great season. He's done well. Urias got bumped from yesterday's start, so he's starting today.
I know money's coming on the over. It's going for roughly 8 to 8.5. I'm just going to say thank you and just take the under 8.5.
Where's the juice on that? It's now juice to the under. So yeah, okay.
I'm favored on so far on unders. I'm 3-0 in the series. So
yeah,
why not?
Because you listened to me. I told you play the West Coast unders.
I know, and then you took the Dodgers team total over on the pitching change.
Well, yeah, it ended up screwing me. A bullpen day for the Padres. Worst bullpen in the end. I mean, you know what? I'm not going to do it again.
They're really bad.
I know. But they, for one day, just to step up and screw me, they were fantastic. They gave up 1 run.
Yep.
All right, bud. So there you have it. So we're both on the Dodgers under there.
Yeah, under 8.5.
Yep, both feet. That's it, man. Six games on the board. That's a short day. A lot of people get rest. The Royals had 2 off days this week.
The Yankees had 2 off days in the span of 4 days.
Yeah, exactly. So
the Yankees had an off day on Friday, and they have an off on Monday and an off day today.
Yep, same with the Royals. They were off Monday and Thursday. So, all right, should be an interesting day. There's some interesting games out there. We hate bullpens. We hate the bullpens right now. So keep an eye on that, guys. If you have the option to live bet games
for team totals, especially, or even full game overs, if you really just want to.
Yes. Whatever option you have in game to fade bad bullpens, do it, because these bullpens suck.
You want to list out some of the bullpens?
What's that?
You want to list out some of the bullpens that we have in mind?
Some of the bad bullpens?
Yeah, some of the awful ones. There's 2 that are ahead of everybody else.
Well, let's see. Well, Seattle's
number 1. Seattle's number 1 on my worst bullpen list.
I know you're going to say Pittsburgh. I would also put San Diego there right now, but
I think Pittsburgh has to be in there. I think that you can make the argument about San Diego as well. I think San Diego's bullpen is probably better than Colorado's right now.
You know, Colorado had a nice little stretch, and that apparently
a nice stretch for like 3 games, and the Diamondback series started, and everything else.
That apparently is over.
That's over.
So yeah, the Colorado bullpen has been dreadful. Just
Arizona's bullpen's been terrible as well.
Yeah. A lot of things. Basically, everybody in the NL West except
everybody in the NL East. Everybody in the NL East as well. That's bad. Everyone in the NL East.
The Braves pen is terrible.
I was going to say the Marlins might have the best bullpen in the NL East, and then they blew a 7-run lead yesterday. So if you have a game with an NL East team in it, you might want to look towards the opposing team total over in roughly the 7th inning. If you could find it.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind moving forward.
A lot of late runs there, man.
Yep.
All right. Well, it's going to be quite a day here, buddy, and we'll see what happens. A lot of interesting basketball games, a lot of interesting baseball games as well.
And you got hockey also
and then you have hockey for you hockey fans. Well, the Islanders win that one yesterday, right? Got
to do the yes chant. Came back from 1 goal down in the 3rd. They're down 2-0. They won 4-2.
Nice. My son took a lottery ticket parlay. Had an 18 parlay. He hit. He was 4 for 4 on sides and 0 for 4 on totals.
I feel like that's half the battle.
I said.
Can I ask what the plus was on that parlay?
I'm
not going to ask you to tell me how much he bet, but I'm just curious what exactly the payout would have been.
I'll tell you. Hang on, because I have it on a text right here. So give me a second. Nothing like live TV, right, buddy?
Something like that.
It paid about plus 160.
Wait.
I can tell you what he bet.
What did it pay out?
He bet $5 and it paid $865.
That's pretty good.
It would have paid $865. So that's plus 160 would be 900, right? No, that'd be 800.
That's not plus 160. That's 160 to
Or,
1.
oh, yes, 160 to 1.
I said
Sorry.
plus 160, and I'm like, what
Sorry,
do you?
yeah. 160 to 1. My bad.
Yeah. That's he was halfway there.
Yeah. I said, well, maybe this is you're getting a sign that there's an adjustment that you need to make.
Yeah.
So, all right, bud. So enjoy your sports. It's great. It's Thursday. You know, for all the horrible things the coronavirus has done, and it's done a lot.
Making up for lost time by cramming sports down their throats.
Yes. You have games all day long. There's a basketball game going on now, basically.
Well, we're gonna circle through the same thing when college football doesn't happen on the weekends. Or at least mainstream college football. You still might have a couple leagues who go rogue.
Big 12's playing, buddy.
Big 12 plans on playing. Assume the SEC is going to follow. The Sun Belt's linked to it. The Conference USA is linked to it. So you might have some stuff going on. But these Saturdays are definitely going to have a lot less tailgates, I'll tell you that much.
Not in the South.
Not in the South.
God bless the South. All right. This has been a show. It's been me. It's been Scott. We've had fun. Check out Winners and Whiners for, deep dives into every game. You just don't want to hear us chatter. You want to read actual stats and stuff like that. Well, that's not fair. We do stats. But, I mean, pretty straightforward stuff. Very good stuff. Very good information at Winners and Whiners. I know you write stuff over there. Got a lot of good handicappers, so check that out as well. For myself, for Scott Reichel, we appreciate you joining us here on Today in Sports Betting. Have a great day. Enjoy the day, man. Hopefully you get a chance to check in on some of these games, make a little money. And, let us know. Let us know in the comment section what you're playing. If you on anything, you playing games today, sitting back and watching, what are you doing? Whatever it is, let us know. We like hearing from you guys as well. So everybody take care. Have a great day. Good luck on everything. And, hey, we'll be back tomorrow and fire it up again. All right? Take care. Clear.